Welcome here to more TALKFCB and welcome to all of the reaction from Ronald Koeman's press conference ahead of Barça against Valladolid. And of course we're also going to be talking about those big Lionel Messi quotes where he appears to be very, very excited about the future. What does it all mean and what can we expect from another big game for Barcelona? It's all coming up in today's video. So let's get to it. And before we do indeed kick off with the pre-match talk, what I do want to talk about is the game that actually took place last night between Real Madrid and Eibar, because Ronald Koeman was asked a number of questions about the big decision that came in the second half with the score at 2-1 to Real Madrid. It was a vital moment in the game that could have led to Eibar getting a draw. But no, the penalty against Sergio Ramos with the handball, it went to VAR, but it was not given. And Koeman, he didn't understand why. Because when he was asked there about that VAR decision, he said the answer to that, it's easy. He said, I don't understand how it works. He said, I think I said everything that I needed to say after El Clasico about VAR. He said, there are some things that are incomprehensible. He said, if you're asking me if I think it's a penalty, then yes, I think it's a penalty, but the ref decided not to call it, so that's that. Koeman was pressed though on that answer, and he certainly had to give more information about what he felt about VAR and these certain decisions that we have seen in La Liga this season. He said the handball decisions are difficult for everybody in football to understand. He said most people in football don't understand why it's a penalty, or sometimes why it's not a penalty. He said every day it changes, every day it's a different thing. He said it's so difficult to understand, and it's not just me. He said everybody in football feels the same way. So clearly there, Koeman frustrated about that decision last night. I think we were all watching it thinking, you know what, that's clearly a penalty. Was I surprised when it wasn't given? No, I wasn't. But of course, focusing on the job in hand, Ronald Koeman has to focus on matters relating to Barcelona. He was asked there whether he feels it's a make or break game against Valladolid on Tuesday evening. He said, for sure, each game that we don't win, it's a big step back for us. He said it also depends on how other teams are getting on. He said, I think though there's many games to play, a lot can still happen in this season. He said, what we have done though is lost far too many matches away from home. He said, and as a result of that, now we cannot afford to slip up because we've done it too many times already. We've heard that many times this season from Ronald Koeman. We've heard about times where we can't afford to slip up, but we still have done. In this game, there really is no room for error. Koeman was then asked about something we discussed in yesterday's video over on More Talk FCB about the amount of goals that we've conceded this season from set pieces. He was asked there whether he feels it's a matter of concentration or organisation. Koeman said, both things I feel. He said, when we analyse set pieces, we try to defend them as well as we can. He said, our opposition usually have much taller players than ours, and there will usually be teams who really work on these situations and they'll try to target us. I was then really surprised again because Koeman went on to say it happened against Valencia. He said Ronald Araujo found himself out of position. He said not to fully blame him, but we need to concentrate better. And again, for me from Koeman, I think that's unnecessary. I think there that he could have said, you know what, from set pieces we need to work, we need to improve. But again, throwing somebody like Araujo, a younger player, under the bus, I'm not sure that's the best tactic, and it's not really going to help him, I feel, in that dressing room. Koeman was also asked about the system at Barcelona. He was asked whether he felt the players would be more comfortable playing in a 4-3-3 formation. Koeman said, I think that looking at the players we have, he said, I think we can play in various different ways. I think we can play various systems. He said, in our system as well, it's not set in stone. He said, we can move around, we can be flexible. He said, even during games, we can see different things. And Koeman again, very quick indeed to defend his 4-2-3-1, although admitting that we can see flexibility in that. Koeman was also asked about the inclusion potentially of Ousmane Dembele in the squad tomorrow. However, Koeman said, I think maybe it's a little bit too early to include Dembele in the squad. He said it's true that he did come back yesterday, he trained with the rest of the group, everything is absolutely fine. He said that he needs more time and needs more sessions to be fully ready, but he could be in the squad against Eibar, that they're coming on the 29th at the end of the month. That's when we could see the return of Dembele. But of course, undoubtedly so, there were many questions directed the way of Ronald Koeman based on this Lionel Messi interview that is going to be coming to us very soon. Indeed, we spoke about it in yesterday's video. We said the date would be announced soon, and it has now indeed been confirmed. This Lionel Messi interview that we're told goes very in depth with our captain. That is going to be coming on Sunday, the 27th of December. And that is certainly going to be an interview to keep an eye on. And of course, in the build-up to these kind of interviews, to attract attention, to really promote it, little extracts from those interviews are released in the Spanish media. And one of those extracts this morning has come out, and it did lead to some very intriguing words from Lionel Messi. Because in the interview, he says, the truth is that as of today, I'm good. He said, it's true that I had a terrible time in the summer. He said, though it did start, to be honest, before then. He said, what I went through in the summer, then you look at the end of the season, then the burofax, all of that stuff. He said, and that did carry over a little bit into the start of the season. He said, but right now, I feel good. He said, I'm keen to really fight for everything we've got in front of us. He said, I'm excited. He said, I'm really excited, actually. He said, I know the club is going through a difficult period in terms of the administration, and it makes everything around Barcelona difficult. He said, though, I'm keen. And I think those are very interesting words from Messi, openly admitting that maybe what happened in the summer, all of the stuff that went on, it did carry over a little bit into the start of the season. And I think we all did see that. And I think we could all acknowledge that was happening and understand why that was the case. But clearly right now, Messi is feeling good. I think his head has been a bit more cleared as the season has gone on. Clearly he's motivated. He wants to fight. He's always said that at Barcelona. Whether that means that he wants to stay here long term, we still don't know that. Of course, whether we'll hear that in the interview, we don't know. I still believe that he'll be waiting to hear what happens in the elections and see what the plan is going forward. But I did think those were very interesting and encouraging words today from Lionel Messi. And as a result of that, of course, Ronald Koeman was asked in his press conference what he felt about those words about the hunger and excitement from Messi. Koeman said, I don't need to see an interview from Messi to see how hungry and motivated he is. He said, I see the way that he is with the team and his teammates. He said, it must be tough for somebody like him right now who's won so much in his career not to be winning every single game. He said, I don't really know what he's going to say in the interview. He said, we'll see about that. But what he said about being motivated, Koeman said, I see that every day. And I am very interested indeed, guys, to know your thoughts there on that little part of the interview we have seen from Lionel Messi, the fact that he is excited, the fact that he is motivated and hungry. What do you think that means looking ahead there to the longer term? And of course, hopefully right now, Messi can inspire us again, as he has done so many times, to get us up the league and get us much closer to where we want to be. Let me know all of those thoughts and interpretations down below. I'll see you later on over on the main channel for the full match preview. I'll catch you then, guys, and thanks indeed for all of your support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.